Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Beatmaking 101. This is week 4. I'm Diego, and this week we'll be going over vocals. And I know this kind of falls out of the kind of beat making realm of things, and kind of delves deeper into more of a songwriting type of deal. But I figured since I'm going to be creating a song in the end, I should maybe show a few basics of a vocal recording in FL Studio. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. I have here pulled up the project we had last week. I don't know if you maybe remember. I'm going to play the beat here that we made. Just kind of refresh your memory a little bit. So that was the beat we made last week, and this week we are going to be going kind of deep, not really too deep, just maybe showing the basics of vocal recording. Now, first off, I stress that although there's a lot of things you can do to edit the voice, or the quality of your microphone. It really is important to get a good sounding microphone first. Right now I have a Blue Yeti Snowball, that's what it's called, and it's a pretty good budget entry recording microphone that I would recommend to anybody who wants to get into, maybe, start making your own songs, etc., etc. It's a pretty good microphone to start with. Now, how do you set up your microphone? So first off, you want to go to the options right here, and you're going to audio settings. Once you're in audio settings here, you want to make sure that your input here is set to your microphone. If your microphone is your default input, you can just leave it as default input. That's what I have here. Once you're done with that, you are good to go. Now you want to go into the mixer, and once you're in the mixer, you are going to choose a channel. I'm going to choose maybe track 8 here as my, let's do 10, my vocal channel. So first off, I am going to kind of rename and recolor this channel just so I know and I don't forget. So I'm going to go right here, rename and color, and I'm going to name this one vocal track. There we are. I'm going to change the color to a nice purple. So now that is going to be my vocal track, and that's a kind of nice way to organize your sounds and stuff if you like, is by creating and renaming with colors and renaming your tracks. So now that we're done with that, you want to go on the right side here, and this kind of arrow and semicircle here is the input. So you're going to click right here, and you're going to go in 1. I usually don't record in stereo. I like to record in mono. I just find that it's less problem. So we're gonna go with stereo or mono. And now I'm gonna mute myself there so you don't hear myself double. But once you're done with that, you can kind of see that as I'm speaking. See that how I stopped there? As I'm speaking, you can see it right there. So that lets you know that it's working. Now, how do I record my voice? That is very easy. So you're gonna go right here into the mixer. You're gonna open a new plugin, and we're gonna go into Edison, because that is our kind of audio editing plugin that we're always gonna be using, and it can be used to record your voice as well. Now, there are many different ways you can edit, or I guess I'm first gonna record a melody, just kind of a basic thing to this track, and then I'm gonna let you hear the raw vocals, and then we're gonna kind of edit them to make them sound better, maybe sound a little more in tune, in key. So yeah, give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back here, and I have this kind of little piece recorded, and then we're gonna listen to it raw. And I purposely made this really loud just for this tutorial, so we're gonna listen to this raw. It might be a little embarrassing, but it is alright. Let's see here. Yeah. Whoa. So as you can see there, first off, the first thing I notice at least is that white noise in the background. I'm gonna play a little bit over here. That sound, not good for vocals. However, in Edison here, there's a really handy trick we can use. That I just recently discovered actually, and I would love to share it with you guys. So to get rid of that white noise, you want to go find in your recording in Edison So you click this button here to record, just to remind you. You want to find a portion where you only have that white noise. So let's say maybe here, just like that, right? And you're gonna select it and you'll know it's selected if it has the red. So I'm just gonna click like this and select it like that. Let's play that again. Perfect. And you're gonna click this toothbrush here, and you're actually gonna right-click it. I'm sorry. You're gonna right-click the toothbrush, and it's gonna say noise profile acquired. Basically, what it's doing is it's memorizing that sound, and then we're gonna select the whole recording, and we're gonna kind of scrub that sound away, so to speak. So we're gonna click the scrubbing here, and you can kind of preview it. You modify the amount here, and you kind of preview it. Kind of still hear it. So I'm gonna go a little higher. Yeah. Perfect. Now I'm gonna do accept, and see that it just made those kind of made it a lot cleaner. And let's try to listen for it now. Nothing at all. See? So now we can put this new recording into the playlist. Oh, I'm sorry. I accidentally selected only a portion. Let's put this new into the playlist. And let's see the difference. This is the original on top. Let's hear the original first. You hear that? That white noise? Let's try the new recording. Not there anymore. Yeah. So especially if you have a not as good quality microphone, that trick is crucial in improving the sound quality of your recording. So I'm going to route this recording, and you know it's the right one because I'm going to double click it here, and it's selected right there. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to right click it, channel routing, route select the channel. So now this sound is going to pass through the channel. Alright, perfect. Just so I'm repeating this part, I'm going to up here I'm going to press control, press and hold, and select a portion. So now this part is going to loop. Yeah. When I press play, it's going to start from here. Alright, so first thing is that there's a lot of low frequencies in this vocal, and it's good to kind of remove those and maybe boost the highs a little bit. So you're going to open a parametric EQ2, and it's really simple actually. You're going to grab the low frequencies here, and you're just going to turn them down, and then you're going to grab the higher ones and just turn them up a little bit. Now where you want to cut this off kind of depends a little bit on the ear, so we're going to listen. I'm going to kind of hear and see where it sounds good. Yeah. If you don't have any low notes, it's going to sound really tinny like this. Yeah. Not a good sound. So we're going to give some low notes, but not too many. Yeah. That's perfect right there. Next up, I know you can tell it's a little bit loud in the beginning, so we're going to do a compressor. Compressor is a little complicated to understand. I would just not worry too much about it. There are some default presets you can use. The light one is pretty good. Yeah. Basically what the compressor does is that it lowers loud sounds and it makes quiet sounds a little bit higher, so it makes it all a little more even. That's what I like. So we're gonna up the ratio maybe a little more. Let's see, let's do 3:1. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. That sounds a lot better. Now, one thing I like to do a lot with my vocals to kind of give it more room, more beefiness, I guess, to the vocal is add some reverb. Not too much. Basically, you want to modify this wet knob right here. Not too wet because that's going to sound way too like you're in a huge hall, so to speak. Whoa, whoa. Like that. That's way too much. So we're going to lower the wet knob here. Whoa. Another way to do it is to up the wet knob all the way like this. This is going to sound ridiculous. Yeah. But modify this knob right here. So this knob is going to lower or raise the volume of this specific plugin on the vocal. So we can lower this knob too. Whoa. That sounds good. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just to give it a little more space there. Next up, what I always like to add onto my vocals is a delay, because a delay makes it, again, it makes it a lot more spacious. Messing with the time knob, I usually like to keep it either at 4 or 8. You can tell that by looking right up here in the top left corner. As I move this knob, it'll go. So let's maybe do 4. And you're gonna hear it's a little bit weird. Yeah, we don't want that. So we're gonna lower the cut, so it's gonna cut off a lot sooner, and we're gonna lower the volume too.
Whoa.
There we go.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot better, and it kind of gives that roominess that we like to hear in, or I guess it's really common in many new rap songs or really any kind of songs, is that reverb and that delay to kind of give more beefiness to the voice. Now, this is kind of just basic. The first 2 plugins at least was basic mixing. Another basic mixing plugin I like to use is let's see if we can find it here. It is the Maximus. There it is. And Maximus has a really cool preset here. You're gonna right click the arrow here, and you're gonna do de-esser split band. As this isn't really a recording of me saying anything, you won't really notice it. But in recordings where you have a lot of S sounds like that, it'll make those a lot less harsh. So this is a must, I say, is a Maximus de-esser. Now, right now, although I'd like to consider myself a pretty good singer, not really the nicest sounding sound, I guess you could say. So we're gonna add some auto-tune. Just because, I guess I should explain that these effects work in the order that they're set in. So the sound is going to pass through Edison first, then the EQ, then this, then that. So I'm going to actually replace the Edison. Now that we recorded this, I don't actually need Edison anymore. So I'm going to replace it with an auto-tune. Right now we do none. So by default, FL Studio does have their own auto-tune program called Pitcher, and it's pretty good. Right now, I do not know the key of this sample. Like I said, I have a pretty good ear, so I could kind of go note by note figuring it out. I guess we could kind of.
Yeah. Whoa.
Actually, that sounds pretty good right there.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And you'll notice that that's a lot more auto-tuned.
Yeah. Whoa.
And well, it's a lot more on key. However, I have purchased Autotune, like the actual Autotune program, and of course it's not free. However, it is a lot better in processing vocals. So I'm gonna try that same scale we had before, which was C minor, and I'm gonna change it to alto or low male maybe.
Yeah.
See, that's not right at all. I can tell because that's not what it sounded like before.
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah.
There we go.
Whoa.
C sharp minor. Now modifying the retune speed will make it sound less robot-y, and upping the humanized speed will also make it sound less robot-y.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Now, turning on the delay and the reverb, which we didn't have on before, there's one more plugin I like to use to kind of give more room and more space and more kind of ampleness to the vocal, and that is Soundgoodizer. Like the name implies, it makes stuff sound good. Basically, it's like also like a compressor, and it just increases the frequencies that need to stand out more.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah.
A little loud.
Whoa. Whoa.
And just like that, we went from our basic recording of this,
Yeah.
very rough, very loud, to more refined, more professional sounding recording.
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa.
Much better. So that kind of covers the basics of the audio recording, the vocal recording. So I think that kind of wraps it up for this week. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you in next week's installment, which will be making our full song from scratch.